telling you, altcoin season's coming, guys. Altcoin season is coming. I believe we're going to see an altcoin season that will melt faces at the beginning, pre-bull run, because we didn't get it at the end of the last market. It's going to naturally take its place in between the markets like it should have. It's just going to be a little bit different.
Ha ha ha. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. And ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about that? The very real possibility of an altcoin season coming back to the crypto market is likely. We've often talked about the very, very real likelihood of alts appreciating and outperforming Bitcoin over the past couple months. And now, with Bitcoin making quite a bit of a retracement back towards the 28.5K mark, we have the very high probability that it's ready to finally go on its leg up. Ladies and gentlemen, what I need you all to understand is the crypto market has been suppressed throughout all of 2022. It's finally begun pushing upwards this year. And I believe especially with this XRP ruling that we just witnessed, we are prepared to go on a full-fledged moon mission, especially for XRP, and probably for a lot of other alts as well. Guys, you need to understand that what we're witnessing now are the moments before we finally make some beautiful, beautiful profits. But I don't think enough of you are prepared. That's why I have two brief announcements before I continue to spread this bullish fever down your spines. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in my OnlyFans that you could find in the description below, your DMs have been responded to, and I'm finishing up my last bit of responses tonight. So stay tuned for all of that, and I have a special post for all of you as well. But in addition to my entire audience, I've been asked and requested to provide more content for all of you. And as I do believe we are heading into the next stage of the crypto market, into some bullish price appreciation finally, I've promised to give you all my aggressively average 2-a-days, but also I've been working on a brand new course that I'm going to post on my bearablebull.io website completely for free, because I believe all of you, with what I'm about to give you, will be able to succeed rationally, make sure you make money, while also having a long-term strategy in place. This is a free course I've been working on for a while, where I'll be instilling all of the principles I've learned over my 7 years in crypto, so that all of you can make sure you don't make the same mistakes I've gone through. I know all of you will appreciate it, and I'll let you all know where you could get it and when it's finally posted. Now, without further ado, guys, I'm going to play you a CNBC clip talking about the Bitcoin halving and why you should all be extremely excited and know without a shadow of a doubt that we are hitting another leg up in the crypto market.
Today, we're going to zero in on crypto, which has outperformed even some of the most high-flying parts of the market this year. Mackenzie Sagalos joins us now with a look at the potential risk and rewards ahead for the sector. Mac, it is great to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Frank. So it's definitely a pivotal moment for the crypto sector. A crucial federal court ruling could stifle efforts by SEC Chairman Gary Gensler to wrangle what he calls the Wild West of trading. A judge in New York has cast doubt on whether the SEC has a clear path to regulate most altcoins as securities. That ruling largely viewed as a net win for altcoin traders who feared an imminent crackdown from regulators, as well as for Coinbase, which faces its own legal battle with the SEC. The top 100 digital assets are up 48% this year, compared to 17% for stocks and 9% for gold. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is outperforming the NASDAQ 100, as are crypto-pegged stocks like Coinbase, Galaxy Digital, and MicroStrategy. But Bitcoin can't seem to break out from the $30,000 price level. One reason being there isn't much investor interest. We're seeing some support from institutions, but there's no real catalyst to drive the price either higher or lower. Things that would normally affect Bitcoin, such as the Fed raising rates, are barely moving the needle. What the market appears to need is a return of confidence from retail and institutional investors. That could potentially happen if an ETF that directly tracks the spot price of Bitcoin is approved. Some of the biggest names in TradFi are racing to be the first to offer one, including BlackRock. Now, if spot ETFs get the green light, they could spur a buying spree as firms purchase Bitcoin to meet reserve requirements. We're also seeing movement on crypto legislation on Capitol Hill. And crucially, Frank, there is a technical event called the Halvening coming up next April, which typically marks the start of a bull run for Bitcoin.
All right, Mac, always great to have you here with your crypto expertise. Mackenzie Sagalos, thank you very much.
Now, guys, here's what I have to add on that. We are beginning to have the perfect market conditions for the next leg up in the crypto bull run. They talked about the Bitcoin halvening. They talked about the potential of a Bitcoin ETF being passed. We're having big institutions beginning to purchase critical crypto infrastructure, custodians coming into play. We are potentially going to see one of the biggest things and the crypto market finally show how important it was with this XRP ruling of it not being a security. However, today, the judge in the Terra Luna case did not agree with Judge Torres' ruling. But despite that fact, Stu Alderati came out and stated the judge's decisions, and what the judges stated today does not constitute XRP being a security. And in fact, it further validates that XRP is not a security. My friends, it's a special time to be alive. XRP is the only digital asset on the planet that has full clarity in the United States. And I think, especially considering how suppressed we were the last bull market, it's definitely going to come into play this bull market. I don't think all of you understand how special of a position we are in. But something I want you all to know is that over the next couple days, you're going to begin hearing more FUD about XRP appeals, it being deemed a security eventually. And John Reed Stark, a typical culprit, is over here spreading more FUD, while David Schwartz is helping to debunk it. And I want you all to know that despite what maxis or fudsers say, we are all in the clear. Here, David Schwartz states this ruling seems to be based on some very unusual properties of this particular scheme and not the way cryptocurrencies in general work. None of the below. The crux of the reasoning here applies to typical cryptos as far as I can tell. And here, he goes on to say that the court also does not make it clear that it disagrees with the ruling in the Ripple case and explains its disagreements. But oddly, it doesn't seem to have based its rejection of that ruling on its disagreement with, but rather in the differences in facts between Terra Luna and XRP. And that's something very important all of you need to know. Over the next couple days, you need to understand that Ripple and XRP have been the compliant actors, and we do have compliant status, while at the exact same time, the hypocrisy of the SEC is in full effect. Your Thinking Crypto points out that Coinbase was over here being requested by the SEC to halt trading in everything except Bitcoin. And this is absolutely unbelievable. Not only did the SEC give them the ability to go public on the US stock market, but now they are trying to destroy their business model by saying they're running an illegal operation after the SEC approved them. Now they want to destroy their business model, which is selling crypto, while at the exact same time, bankrupt FTX is confirming its plans to relaunch the crypto exchange. Just as Sam Bankman-Fried is getting contributions charges dropped in the United States. Are you beginning to see the hypocrisy in the United States. You know, I was always cautiously optimistic growing up that we lived in a relatively fair country where law and order exists. But the older I get, the more pessimistic I become, and the more I understand the complete absurdities of our reality. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, there's a big club in the world. And if you're part of it, you get unlimited protections, slap on the wrists, and get out of jail free passes. But guess what, my friends? We're not in it. But we're the new 1% that's going to demolish it. I'll promise you. The XRP community is full of absolute savages. We have our eyes on the prize, and we see through all of it. In addition, today we also saw that Hex's Richard Hort is getting sued by the SEC. And here he gives a response to this lawsuit towards Gary Gensler that I think all of you should watch.
Any of you guys from the SEC are listening, I hope you are. I want you to know in the deepest parts of your heart that I've saved a lot more people from being wrecked than you have. Because I did everything I could to prevent people from putting their money into BlockFi. Did you? I did everything I could to prevent people from putting their money into Celsius. Did you? I did everything I could to put people in charge of their own keys and get them to have self-custody. Did you do that? I called the top on the day. Did you? What have you done? So I break my balls to save people. I'm warning people about bad dApps, fake airdrops, showing people constantly every single hack that happens, right? I hand out free coins out the yin-yang. I created free coins, give them to Bitcoin holders. Now I'm creating free coins, giving them to Ethereum and every single ERC20 holder. I'm the giving tree of crypto. I raised $27 million for charity. You know what the SEC did? The SEC got paid $50 million by BlockFi for suing them. And guess where the $50 million came from? It came right out of the money that would have been used to pay people now that they're bankrupt. What? Hold on a second. So now the people that are hoping to get made whole in the BlockFi bankruptcy have $50 million less to get made whole because the SEC yanked it? That sounds like the opposite of helping people. That sounds like hurting people to me. And then you hear, like, I try to make the world a better place for people, and I just wish the SEC would use its power to screw up all the obviously evil, horrible things that are going on instead of attacking the good people. And you're just like, why? Why not attack all the horror? There's more than enough horror to go around.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I told you all. When the SEC released their lawsuit against Ripple, that Bitcoin maxis were going to cheer. That the Ethereum community was going to cheer. That the general anti-Ripple and XRP space was going to cheer. They were going to ignore us, laugh at us, while the SEC tried to fight us. And now we've won. And now they need our help because they're about to go through what Ripple and XRP just went through. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, aren't we always on the money? We're coming for all the damn money. But it's funny to me how we're always correct with our projections. You see, what's happening now is the copium that the maxis have to deal with. And I'm not calling Richard Hort a maxi, I just mean maxis as a whole. They have to understand that Ripple and XRP are the protagonists in this general crypto story. The antagonist is the SEC. And if we don't rally together, they will divide and conquer until everybody gets wrecked. See, there's plenty of fraud out there in the crypto space, but the SEC decides to let this man walk free. Sam Bankman-Fried was the biggest scammer in all of crypto history. Yeah, here he is, being protected and shielded by the U.S. government. Oh, if you ain't getting it by now, guys, you're just not getting it. Richard Hart is getting it. The SEC sues first and asks questions later. And that's why I've told every single one of you to get your aggressively average apparel and the fuck the SEC t-shirt as a symbolic middle finger to the SEC. Because this isn't just stopping here. The entire crypto space is going to realize just how important the XRP army has been. Right now, the Ripple decision and the XRP classification as a non-security is one of the biggest protections and one of the biggest arguments the rest of crypto has in order to protect themselves from the SEC's wrath. And that's why I've always said the XRP army is leading from the front. We are the new 1%. And as I started today's video with BitBoy, letting you guys know an altcoin season is potentially coming, like I think so as well, I'm going to cap this video off with BitBoy letting you know we all need to rally together against the SEC, because I know plenty of you are not just XRP holders, but you hold plenty of other digital assets as well. I find there to be no better way than to stick it to the SEC and little Gary than to really show him how the crypto community can come together. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the new 1%, and the rest of the planet is about to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
I want to look the Bitcoin people in the eyes. I want to look every person who has ever said anything bad about Hex in the eyes here. And I want to say, if you have a bigger problem with Richard Hart and with Hex than you do with Gary Gensler and the corrupt SEC, you are the problem. You are the problem. Gary Gensler is the devil in crypto. I don't know who he is in your realm. Like we talked about in our video last night, on your continuum of good and bad, where is Richard Hart? Well, I would certainly say, when compared to the SEC, he's on the polar opposite end of that spectrum. No man is more responsible for losing people's and investors' money in crypto than Gary Gensler. He is number one. This man has done a lot more for the benefit of crypto than Gary Gensler and the SEC has ever even dreamed of.